What's up? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. However and whatever you may be receiving this broadcast, I don't give a damn. I'm just glad that you tuned in. This is Voice One on One Voice Radio. I'm here with the legendary Black Lion, Damian Smith. I am also here with Lady Jane, and I am the one and the only Cal 10. Now, if you haven't tuned into the show before, we discuss topics that have an impact on today's society. And also, one more thing before we get kicked off with all this shit. October 24th, that is tomorrow, people. Bring your asses out from 3 to 10. Out here to 7601 Truce. It's the Scorpio Festival. We have amazing lineup of artists. We have vendors on deck. We have porta potties in case you got to take a shit mid-stride. So, how are y'all doing this week?
Yo, we doing good.
You don't know how I'm doing. Just like a man.
Who's that?
I'm just kidding.
Who's this dude that just showed up on the set?
This is Cleavor. This is the only man I need in my life.
Cleavor gonna have that Henny dick later.
You said
What's
he
up,
doesn't
folks?
even have a thing. Oh no, I dropped my lip gloss. Well, some of it.
Who's that saying what's up?
What's up, Franco?
Is that
What's up, Franco? Yes.
Okay, what's up, Franco?
Franco.
It's in a weird color.
I can't.
I'm good.
Read that.
This week is like.
Oh, someone else said something.
This week has been.
It's
been a long week for real.
I want to turn this. Still got some juice in there.
We've been doing some things here at the studio.
Ooh, hold on.
Yeah, turn that off.
That was an accident. I didn't know it was on.
Turn that down.
Okay.
Long week, long productive week, and I feel good. You feel good? I gotta have hair now. I went 2 weeks without.
No, it's so weird.
2 whole weeks without cutting my hair, and it's just like. Just growing. Yep.
It's weird.
She thinks it's weird, but like when you met me, I had at least this much hair. I've had more and I've had less.
I mean, yeah, but I met you 20 something years ago.
Yeah, it's just like yesterday.
It was like forever ago. So yeah.
It was we met during the Clinton administration.
Oh damn. Take it way back.
Why does that seem like so long ago?
Because we've gone through 8
I didn't
years
even
of
know
Clinton,
they were bad people.
8 years of Clinton, 8 years of Bush,
yeah.
8 years of
Obama.
Okay, shut up.
Wait.
I don't want to do that no more.
We loved Clinton because he played the saxophone. That's literally.
We were children.
Yeah.
I know we were children
We
who went to
couldn't
art
vote for
school.
I remember when he was whole Monica Lewinsky thing.
I remember when he was blowing
I
up
did
hospitals.
not have sexual relations with that woman.
But I got some head though.
I remember when he was blowing up hospitals in Bosnia.
See, I don't remember all that.
Bill Clinton.
That's a lie.
That's the thing that made me not like him because he blew up.
Oh no, is that your people?
Nope.
Who's
What's
that?
up?
That's the homie Gnosis. What's up? That's my
I know I was gonna say that
brother
wrong.
from another mother. That's my partner in crime. Like we like the dynamic duo. Sick team in the motherfucking building. Shout out. He's gonna be on Vibing with Vita next month. Make sure y'all tune into that.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us.
Man, that's the homie, man.
Now he gets a thanks for joining it. I'm just kidding.
Much love, man.
So since I interrupted you, how was your week, Lady Jane? It doesn't matter how your week was.
That's why this is the only man I need. See, that's exactly what
This dude's been sitting in the office at the desk for like 30 days straight.
I just leave him here. He just.
Hey, he been sipping. He got his hand formed for a cup. Look. He got the kung fu grip for the cup. Turn up.
When random's name were what? Oh, that's not what he said. I can't read.
What is that?
Anyways, I forgot. My week was fine, I guess. It's been busy. We're getting ready for Scorpio Fest, as you already heard. Make sure you come join me tomorrow. Come see me. 3 to 10, 9, 10-ish, whatever. Come out, free music. We're going to have s'mores. I just have to go get them and prepare them.
What's up,
separately.
Clee?
She's talking about sports.
I love s'mores. You know what? I'm going to bring vegan marshmallows just for you.
Hey, if you want to spend that much money.
I have some, unless I ate them all.
Vegan marshmallow. They got vegan what?
Yes.
You know what marshmallows are made out of, right?
They're made of pigs.
It's made of gelatin, which is not just pig fat. It's ground up cartilage and like the leftover gristle and stuff.
It's made from pigs.
It gelatinizes. So they use that to make everything that's Jello, fruit snacks, some fruit fillings and stuff like that. They use that to texturize it and stuff. They have realized you can use vegetable products to do the exact same thing. But where you gonna put all the leftover pig parts?
You're gonna put them
in marshmallows and gummy bears. You know what? That shit's kind of delicious. I don't give a fuck.
Anyhow,
marshmallow.
So s'mores,
free s'mores,
and all kinds of delicious. We got food trucks and stuff coming through.
Yep.
It's gonna be dope. All right,
Hey, Cleveland gonna be out there. He gonna be.
Is he?
Yeah, he gonna be.
He can't
Cleveland.
perform though. His music's terrible.
I know.
He's working on that.
Nah,
He said he went diamond in this year.
Where?
So he said we can't comprehend his level of music.
He went diamond in the galaxy.
See,
yeah.
let me tell you.
We're not even there.
Let me tell you his music caused COVID-19, and we're at like what 7 million.
Because it's only ran in 5G, right? I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
I don't know if it's ran in 5G, but man, 30 million people got it. So
Is that how many
I think
people
it's
have
like
COVID
7
here?
million. It's really 7
Oh,
million.
I'm like, I don't even know anymore. I kind of
All right.
don't care.
So
So
he said my bad for COVID.
I know your
Oh,
music's
look.
terrible.
We have names.
Yeah.
Oh, has
You
that
are
been up there?
45 minutes late.
Has that been up there?
That's why I made a movie seat.
I see. That's why.
Yeah, Cleveland is looking at the names right now.
Because he don't see his name.
He can see through dimensions. He's not seeing down there. He's seeing through there, and he's seeing down. It's
I got nothing.
fourth dimensional perspective. It's nothing. Look at that dome. Anyhow, we're gonna jump into this. because-
Wait, did you guys notice that I did my hair?
Yes.
Oh, isn't it nice?
Did Cleveland pay for it?
He sure did pay the whole $10.97 for my box dye. That's it. You like it? He likes it. He likes it. Okay, that's enough. Okay.
All right.
We'll get on the topics.
We're gonna jump into our headlines, and we're gonna do this. We're gonna switch it around.
Oh,
Okay,
Ooh, we're little
so-
now. It's
so-
like we. What's that Star Trek? We went through. What is that you go through?
Wormhole.
Is it?
We went warp speed.
Thank you. That's what I
Scotty
was looking
beamed
for.
us
Warp
up.
speed. Yes.
Yeah. So y'all know that the new Borat movie's out.
Yeah, man.
I think it went live this morning. It is on demand streaming somewhere. I don't know if it's like Amazon or.
I think it's on Amazon.
Is it Amazon?
Yeah.
So, do you know the story behind that? What he had to do for that film?
Man, before the show, you was kind of telling me about like a certain situation that happened.
We're gonna get to that in a second.
Okay.
But this is what's funny. So Sacha Baron Cohen, he's the guy that plays Borat. He got super popular back in 2006. It's been a long time.
Man, I fucking love that movie.
And
too.
I never actually saw the whole.
You never
I never
did?
watched the movie. I never seen the movie. I've
Yeah.
only seen people do imitations of Borat and stupid jokes for like the past 15 years of them doing.
You know what? Like I like the approach. With that movie, it reminds. I think that like it kind of structures some other movies. Like, have you seen Bad Grandpa?
Yeah.
Okay, so like Bad Grandpa is kind of
It's like
on
a
the
practical
the same.
joke.
Yeah,
type.
like you go around and doing practical jokes, and you catch people like this is
real
unscripted.
reaction.
This is real reactions.
But the thing about Borat, he's actually doing like social and political commentary through his characters.
Right.
He's getting like, for the most part, what seems like real reactions from people, and so he got super popular, and he literally couldn't show his face anywhere to do a project because people were like, "Are you doing Borat? Are you doing Borat?" So for this one, for Borat 2, he took the Borat character and disguised the character and did the whole movie.
Man.
It's weird. It's meta, actually. And
it probably took a minute just to successfully pull that off.
yeah. Now, speaking of pulling things off, one of the bits involved America's mayor, former New York mayor, and somehow the president's, I'm not going to say his name, the president's lawyer. He's not
his
not
mouth
officially
is,
his
his
lawyer.
mouth is Trump's Dick Holster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's gross.
John Stewart words. That's what he said.
Remember. No. What's the other guy? The British guy who got his own show now.
Trevor Noah?
No,
Trevor
he's
a
South
white guy?
African.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. He is South African.
The guy, he got his
What's
own
his
show
name?
now.
I know who you're talking about. I don't even watch those guys.
Chubby guy? What's his name?
No wear glasses.
I don't know.
I'll tell
Anyways.
you why we look so far away in just a moment, because this space over here is for something. So
He's supposed to be bringing something up that he ain't brought up yet.
So, Sacha Baron Cohen's co-star in the movie, she's an actress that is playing his 15-year-old daughter. Playing his 15-year-old daughter. Now, the actress is not 15 years old, but the character is 15 years old. And the character is an aspiring journalist, so she just so happens to find herself interviewing Mayor Rudolph Giuliani. And what does this dude do?
Let me know.
He leads her into another room, sits down on the bed, puts his hand down his pants, and is like, basically...
This is in a movie?
This is in the movie. He's trying to solicit sex from...
Okay.
Well, not solicit. He's like...
John Oliver.
There you go. Thank you. I don't watch TV. He's trying to get her to be intimate with him. And then Sacha Baron Cohen busts into the room wearing a bikini, and Giuliani runs out. Yada. They figure out like, oh, this is a Borat movie. Ha ha ha. This happened back in May.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see the movie.
It came out. People are like, oh my God, he tried to sexually assault that 15-year-old. But Borat decided, no, I'm going to defend Rudolph Giuliani. Here is Borat's defense of Rudolph Giuliani.
Young Shamash, I here to defend America's mayor, Rudolph Giuliani. What was an innocent, sexy time encounter between a consenting man and my 15-year-old daughter have been turned into something disgusting by fake news media. I warn you, anyone else try this, and Rudolph will not hesitate to reach into his legal briefs and whip out his subpoenas. Young Shamash, I here to defend Young Shamash.
Yeah. So this I saw that and I just had to share that, and I thought it was hilarious because if nothing else, it makes sure that movie's on people's radar right now. So if you want to see Rudolph Giuliani reach down his pants and attempt to
whip his meat out
on
I
camera.
don't know that I want to see that, but I want to see that. Like
you don't want to see it, but you want to see
right. It's like that's not why I want to see it.
What the women gonna wear it more than is like, is he huge? Is he small?
Don't nobody want to know.
I feel like it would just be old balls. Like I don't want to know. Yeah. I'm okay with that.
It's probably like depends down there.
He said no, we don't.
He reached into his depends to get his junk
out.
Okay, what's the next topic?
Oh wow.
Next topic.
Oh my God.
It's not this. What is the next topic?
All right, so the next one, this is kind of fun because
he's up for re-election. Huh?
This is actually very This is
where did Cleveland go?
Cleveland chilling. He burning one over here. Oh, let's get Cleveland.
That's why I asked.
Put the blunt down.
Cleveland.
This is oh shoot.
He made you fall.
I'm trying to sabotage.
No, they didn't.
This is a fun little article. I found this on Inverse. No, not Inverse.
Can hold hands.
Futurism.
I don't want to hold his hand.
Whatever. The article notes are in the description, so you can find this article. Basically, it's talking about how scientists are speculating that aliens in certain star systems, could just look up and see life on Earth.
Cleavor.
And
It's true. He confirmed it.
what's kind of interesting, so this kind of goes into the whole, there's a lot of assumptions. One, we assume that life is recognizable by humans and that humans are recognizable by other type of life. Yeah, life on other planets.
So Cleavor, tell us, bro, you been watching us? How long you been watching us?
Forever.
Yeah. Well, like he
Oh.
said, he passed by Earth and locked the doors. Like we too much trouble.
So anyhow, so what they're saying is like it's about 1,004. It's 1,004 star systems,
Yeah.
and they didn't say how many planets, but 1,004 star systems that are within a certain distance, and they are old enough to potentially host life. And yeah, they could watch 10 hours of Earth every day if they felt like it.
1 + 4 = 5. And there's 5 days in a week. And 5G will kill you. See, that's what it is.
Cleavor.
Conspiracy theory.
Hey, if by chance, could you go ahead and tell them if they tuning in, they can check us out on
He
YouTube,
said next
Twitch,
topic.
and Facebook.
Now that's when they were talking about Giuliani balls.
Oh.
I thought this was kind of interesting because I personally try to shy us away from alien talk, but there are very specific reasons why.
Why?
It usually leads down a horrible, horrible rabbit hole that ends at genocide, and I don't.
What?
Destruction of the planet. I mean, I think that like
What are you? That's not
intelligent
real.
life. If that was something they wanted to do, they probably would have done it already.
I'm not talking about.
But you know what?
I'm not talking about it.
Earthlings are going to destroy themselves.
Okay, but
Yes.
I will say this. Aliens have been here. I think it was Eisenhower who even has on record Valiant Thor,
Yeah.
an alien from Venus who speaks like 162 languages. Look, it's on it's on official record. That's all I'm saying. It's on official, whatever the
It
case
is
is
official.
with
An
this
alien
person.
from Venus.
Yes,
Valiant
Valiant
Thor.
Thor. Yes, no, it's on official record. That's what I'm saying. It's on official record. And when you look, Eisenhower's granddaughter, she does all these like what are they talks, like TED Talks type thing, like conventions
She
with
talks about all
aliens.
his
She talks about
encounters.
all the stuff that he did and all kinds of stuff. For real, Valiant Thor. You
For
can look
him,
it up.
he
I
can-
know it sounds crazy, and they look like people. There's
For
pictures of
for
them.
Eisenhower himself can't say these things, but like since he's long and gone and they can't kill him, they can his granddaughter can say this stuff and and people can be like, oh, you're just fucking batshit crazy. But like the shit went down like the thing about it is like when you
Tell
see
me about
these
the
things,
environment in Venus.
There's no
Once you go through,
it's
it's just a regular environment. I think it's like denser or something a little bit. It's a little bit different, but for the most part,
I'm not gonna.
They
even-
said once you
the
go
surface
through that-
level,
I can't even-
the surface of Venus is too hot for there to be life.
okay,
If they're-
where
they're-
is there?
But see, that's from our knowledge though. But see, like we also
We haven't been like.
we have
Are we there?
The Russians have
Yeah.
been to Venus.
I feel like we have pictures of.
But like
Venus,
even
actually.
with
Yeah,
the Russians,
the Russians have pictures of Venus.
but like like I would say it like this on I would say this in the argument.
It's
This is
on
why I
record.
don't like talking about
But
No,
that.
like,
I'm
hear
just
this,
saying
hear
it's
this out,
on
hear this.
official record.
Yeah,
That's
they-
it.
But
Yes.
I say like
It's-
there's they took that the microbiome, the micro the whatever the fuck they are, but they
Placenta?
took these organisms. No, placenta. These
But
organisms.
The tall whites are not the Venus people.
microorganisms. They had these microorganisms that can survive through any climate.
Mhm.
So like they had them in extreme climates or like close to lava where the temperatures are
Yeah,
really
you're talking
high.
about tardigrades.
And that and like other kind of species, like it's something like that. Like say our mind is not only focused on how we can survive on this planet, but like on other different planets,
They
different
adapt.
beings, they adapt to their
Right.
to the planet. So
Yeah.
like we haven't been on there, so we can't say that we know it.
We haven't been on there. We have a little thing, a drone, whatever, but we haven't been on there.
Yeah, we can't be on there.
we can't.
We probably can't,
On
but
any
it don't
other
mean that
planet we
Venus
can't be
can't.
on. This is the one that like Earth is like the one planet that we can probably be on and survive. If we try to go to Pluto, Venus, or another
Mars,
planet.
even. when we
Pluto's
go
not
there.
a planet. It's a dwarf spheroid planetoid. It is
Look,
not a planet.
It's a planet when it wants to be, and then it won't be a planet. So right now it's not a planet. Maybe it will eventually be a planet again. Okay.
Anyhow, I thought this was a fun topic.
Hi,
What's up,
Francisco.
Francisco?
Francisco knows about Valiant Thor and Eisenhower.
So The
He
same
wants
people,
to move on, though.
the same people that'll tell me like this is unofficial government documents are the same people that ask me, do I trust my government? So you trust the government when they talk about aliens, and it's true, but anything else they talk about is fake.
But at the same time, it's like these are records that they had to release decades after the people who.
Why do they have to release them?
Well, they had to put public record.
Why?
Damn, I missed a good topic.
We really
But
haven't
see, like,
talked
this is
about
the thing
it.
about it. This is the thing about it. The reason why I would say some kind of truth about it, because when those people were alive, that stuff was sealed and they pushed the limit. But on those people's deathbeds, where they can't be charged or anything, tried or killed, or malicious things that can happen to them, they're open to say these things, and those things come out in the public record. Like people that you can hold accountable for it, you can't hold them accountable in death.
See, and this is why I'm skeptical. It's like, for what purpose?
For what purpose? I mean, like, you think about it. Like, if some shit went on, and you can try somebody and arrest somebody for
somebody for saying,
like how they did
treason.
Epstein, and then Epstein didn't kill himself.
Yeah,
Like that. Okay, that's what's up.
I know. No, what I'm saying.
he never got tried for anything.
No, like, you know what I'm saying. Like, this the whole thing about
Because
it.
He's dead.
he suicided himself.
But
They suicided him.
They killed his ass.
But-
I know, that's what I said. They suicided
but
him.
he actually committed crimes.
But like,
Right, no,
is it a crime
let's-
to
let's-
know
let's-
about
well-
aliens?
Well, like, this is the thing about it. Let's rewind back to James Forrestal, the guy who started the MJ-12. So he was ready to blow the whistle and let all the stuff be known, but somehow he mysteriously got killed.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's knowing something that, you know what I'm saying, that could be held against him, like, you know, probably some shit that's
What are you saying? Being held against him?
Yeah.
What is being held against him? Knowing something?
Knowing something and coming out with saying something, because, you know, once he's saying that, he's going against his own government. You know what I'm saying? And also he's been putting up a facade for so long. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so much at stake.
Like,
Or like the Kennedy thing. Let's like not even be on aliens. Let's talk about the whole Kennedy situation.
mhm.
So during the trials, that after Kennedy was assassinated, that year 57 other people was killed with knowing something about that whole assassination. So even with the guy Jack Ruby, who was the one who called himself the mob guy, who knew the guy who assassinated, he knew about the truth. And he kept quiet, and like when he was getting closer to, you know, before he died, he was like, "Man, I know some crazy ass shit."
Have you heard the theories about the Kennedy assassination?
I read the whole book, the Zapruder film.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read all. I studied, like, I spent like a good 2-3 years straight on that whole Kennedy
So
assassination.
they came to two conclusions, right?
Yeah.
What are they?
So, like, the one is, like, they called it, you know, saying somebody else was involved. So, the pristine bullet, that's some bullshit, because the guy, I forget the guy's name, it's gonna come to me. But, at the same time, he shot from the building, but he was a terrible shot when he was in the army. So, he went, like, when they moved him out to Cuba, the Bay of Pigs thing, he was supposed to be like a double agent or like an informant for the Bay of Pigs. They were trying to do some shit in the army or all that other shit. And so, like, Lee Harvey Oswald. Lee Harvey Oswald. His shot was terrible. He wasn't like a great guy. You know,
he just suggested the book "Behold a Pale Horse."
the pristine
Well,
bullet.
I'm going to read their comments just real quick. We're not going to go back to the aliens since
we're-
Damian has successfully changed topics. But I'm going to say, he said, the government will disclose the truth about aliens very soon, but they lied and say, don't answer this because we're going to move on to the topics. I'm just reading comments.
Because
And they
I'm not
said,
allowed to answer them.
And we just, hold on, wait. We just made contact and we're in danger even though they've made contact since the early 1930s. You think Space Force is just for shits and giggles? Nope.
It is.
Because alien disclosed agenda, and that's a whole nother topic. We can't talk about it.
And
Okay.
so like,
here's the
Hold on,
thing.
hold on, let me just read all these real quick.
no, because I was like, yeah, okay, so
There are too many planets
Franco
for us
Robinson.
to be alone. Yeah, Frank, what did he say? Oh.
Spot on.
Oh, yep, he was going to expose the Illuminati and shadow government. Behold a Pale Horse.
I feel like
he was marksman in the Marine Corps with a super low shooting score. Yeah, I know all about that. I graduated boot camp with a 191. I was still the honor class.
I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like the
There were
Illuminati.
4 shooters.
I feel like the Illuminati and aliens get exposed every 10 years and nothing happens.
Because the
Because
Illuminati
all right,
everything.
so like psychologically,
But
I would say
hold on,
this.
Stop.
All right,
Stop.
all right. But get your point. I got something
Here's
to
the
say
point
too.
of my skepticism. If we always uncover this stuff and nobody does anything about it, then what's the point?
But see, like, all right. Let me say this. All right, so this is what I think that.
How is it a secret? First of all,
all right, check this out.
How is it a secret?
All right, check this out.
Let him speak, and then I'm going to answer your
Check
question.
this out. What I think is like the government will hire people from Harvard, Brown, Stanford, all this other shit to do studies on people's psychology and stuff. So like something like this to be uncovered. Initially, we ain't gonna like gravitate to it because like people don't want to believe that. So like when that shit start coming out.
Are you serious?
No. Hear that.
People believe.
Hold on, let him speak.
Let me finish.
People
Let me
believe in
finish.
some of the wackest stuff.
Yes,
And
that,
they
like,
still
this
do.
is where
What's going on in the world right now?
This is where I'm getting to. So like some shit like this surfaces, it comes out, and they put it out there. But then they hurry up and hit you. What about LGBT? What about gun control? What about abortion? So they get other things to distract us, to get our mind away from that and arguing about other things and not even focusing on what that is. So an easy way to get us distracted on some other shit, let's put some shit of an argument that's never going to be resolved. Gun control. We've been talking about gun control forever.
No, we haven't.
Yes,
Come
we
on
have.
now.
It's been an issue since the 70s.
Preach, Kyle.
Since the 70s. All right.
That's
so since
forever.
the
That's
70s.
50 years. Is that
But
not
what I'm
forever?
saying is,
All right, let me stop.
hold on.
Let me stop because we
All
got to
right.
move on. But here's what I'm saying. People believe in some whack stuff, racial theory, all kind.
When people start, but don't you see it kind of crazy when people start gaining ground on something? All of a sudden, what about the gays? What about this? What
Okay,
about that?
now I'm
And
gonna
then
say
it's
this.
like they
You talk
switch the
about stuff
subject
like how
on
they
us.
don't know. What about all these children that are coming out of all these different sex rooms? Epstein all of a sudden killed himself. What's going on with his partner? Like all this stuff, all of a sudden it's swept
We don't
away.
hear much about her.
We're not hearing about that because everything else is more important that's going
And then
on. That's actually
she came out.
there's been thousands of kids saved from sex slavery.
Can I?
Just saying.
All right, but that's the thing. That is true.
Talk that shit,
But
Kyle.
that is something that has been continued to go on. Why
we don't focus on it though ever?
No, it's not that. Why don't people focus on it? How come
don't.
nobody ever came up like
Why they won't report on the news?
because it's not
They're-
popular.
It does popular.
Okay, move on. Let's move on to the
Anyhow,
next. You have the next
The
topic.
psyop is the alien talk. It's
So
keeping
all right, this is how it goes. They spotted a UFO over in Miami, but this new Gucci belt is out. It's $12.99. Come out and buy it. You know what? And then we got concerns, and then Trump put something on there. Like to me, I think Trump is like a button. They be like, everybody's starting to wise up. Trump dropped.
Wise up to what?
And everybody start arguing.
There's nothing.
Kyle, you preach.
Different
Preaching,
talk.
Kyle. Yes, Kyle.
Different show.
No, we ain't gonna never wise up because
But-
honestly, this fucking
Wise
world is
up to
stupid
what?
as hell.
I have some
I'm on
thoughts
your
about
side.
it.
This
I
is-
have some thoughts about it. But if y'all,
I thought we were going to the next topic.
we are. But
What's the next topic?
Now, what's what?
No,
I mean,
this is what I gotta say.
okay.
Because when people keep going down this rabbit hole, there's no end to the rabbit hole. You just keep going. And here's the
so
thing:
much
you're
to
in a hole.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
gotta come out of
We
it
can
every
say that
once in
about
a while.
everything. Okay, what's the next
All right,
topic?
the
You get
next
the truth
one.
twitch.
Shoot.
I'm trying to take control. It's not working.
Oh wait, here we go. All right, we got to jump into our main topic, and this is something that I thought would be kind of interesting for us to talk about, and it is a
Well,
discussion
somebody put a whole
about.
paragraph up.
It is a discussion about emotional intelligence.
Oh wow, okay.
This is a fun one. Now let me see if I can remember. Okay. So there's a very short video here, and we're gonna listen to the video, and then we will share our thoughts. We're gonna have our
We gotta
audience
move on,
share our
Francisco,
thoughts.
But
Here we
yes.
Ooh, that's loud. Sorry.
Francisco, we're gonna have you on the show one day. That's all.
Bring your ass
Emotional
on.
intelligence refers to the ability to recognize, interpret, and process emotions in yourself and others. While genetics, upbringing, and environment all play a role, there are steps you can take to develop your emotional intelligence over time. Get to know yourself. Emotionally
videos
intelligent people
I think
are
geared towards younger
self-aware.
people. So.
They have a realistic appreciation of their strengths and weaknesses and how they come across to others.
You can't hold it up for long.
Peer feedback is one way of improving your self-awareness and may uncover a few of your emotional blind spots. Learn your triggers. Linked to the notion of self-awareness is knowing how you are likely to respond in particular situations. Think about how you felt the last time you were under pressure. Did these feelings help or hinder you? Recognizing emotions and the source of these emotions can shift your emotional state. Empathize. Seeing things from someone else's perspective will help you understand their values and beliefs. This is important when it comes to motivating and engaging others. Make a conscious effort to get to know your colleagues. Ask open questions and actively listen to what they have to say, rather than simply waiting for your turn to speak. Be on the lookout for body language and other non-verbal signs, as these may tell you more than someone is willing to express out loud. Own your emotions. Part of being emotionally intelligent
Thank you.
is about taking responsibility for the way you interact with others. If someone upsets you, pause and reflect on why their actions led you to feel this way, instead of reacting impulsively. Recognize that a conversation is a two-way interaction, and it takes two people to make you angry, sad, or frustrated. Go with your gut. Finally, listen to your body. If your stomach starts doing backflips every time you speak to a senior manager, or your muscles tense up before you go into a meeting, what does this tell you? Counterintuitive as it might seem, emotions can be a valuable source of information when making rational decisions at work. Remember, emotional intelligence isn't about suppressing emotions. It's about learning how to recognize, process, and channel them in a way that benefits you and your team.
All right. Switch out of that.
Your emotional.
All right. So the short video it was only about 3.5 minutes. Sorry, y'all. It's all fun.
You can go watch that shit online.
Yeah, there's a link in the description here. I brought this up because on our video last week we talked about what was it? It was why do men hate women?
Emotional dudes.
And there was like a whole background thing about that. You can check it on last week's video. There's a link to that video too. It's a very interesting discussion. And so it got me thinking about like, okay, not just
Don't add the link. We get it.
no, it's already there.
Added.
It's already there.
You don't have to click on it.
You don't have to click on it though.
Click on our links like us.
I wanted to get into other discussions about different types of relationships, friendships, work relationships, all of that stuff. Because people, what came out of last week's conversation, we talked. You were pointing out like over emotional dudes, or they were basically underdeveloped emotionally, right?
Well, like I would say like just to recap what we talked about, it was like a lot of and you know what. To think about it even deeper is just not like there's some women out here as well, but more majority men are more wanting their cake. They want to have their cake and eat it. So like you can't. Well, I think like how it all stemmed was a guy wanting to do all the relationship with a woman, but not be in a relationship.
Well,
and get mad at if someone else is messing with
that is a situation that comes up with like what the guy was specifically talking about was basically doing all the stuff that men, the men are supposed to be valued for, and then not getting the result of a intimate relationship with the woman at the end, and that's the whole incel situation, all of that stuff. And so this had me thinking about it. And I was like, this is another topic that we can dig in on when it comes to not just male development, even though I do think that is very important, but like human development, emotional intelligence, and not just intimate relationships. This is also like family relationships, work relationships, all of that stuff.
Okay. That video pretty good, ain't it?
Oh, it was great. He said, I will say this. Astrology shows people who have lots of water signs in their birth charts: Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Scorpios, Scorpio Fest tomorrow. Make sure you come out. For those of you just joining, you're both Scorpios.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm a Leo. I'm the best. But that's beside the point. That's such a Leo
Have you
thing
been
to
huffing
say.
paint or something today?
I
think she
I mean,
has.
look at the hair.
Well,
you
yeah,
guys have a
huffing the
strong
hair paint.
sense of emotional intelligence because water carries memories and emotions. That's true about water. They've done those studies. But do you guys think that's true?
What?
Have you guys have a strong sense of emotional intelligence?
I think for like I'm gonna say this. Now, I ran into other Scorpios, and I noticed that some of those guys can be emotional. I think it's based on it's like a level. It's like a different levels to the Scorpio shit. You know what I'm saying? And not just Scorpio shit. I just think it's every sign. Every sign is like levels to the shit. It's based on how you have control on yourself. Like, you know, I seen some Scorpios that are being very emotional, and then I seen some that are not emotional at all, give no fucks at all. And like, I noticed that, like, for me, there's some things that people get emotional about where I don't get emotional about and don't give a fuck about. But there's other things I find out that I'm a little bit more passionate about.
What do you think about that?
I don't know nothing about
Emotional
astrology.
intelligence. No,
but
just the emotional
when it comes
intelligence.
to emotional intelligence, this is something that I kind of like. You know how you discover things, but you don't know what the words are for it, and then eventually you learn the words, and you're like, "Oh yeah, that's what I was talking about." So I think I came into it like that without like any prior instruction, and then it's something that I like dove deep into because I do recall when I was younger, like in my preteen and teenage years, people were saying like, "Oh, you're so cold. You don't have any emotions."
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And it's like, it's not that I don't have emotions.
That's what I hear about me, though.
But here's the thing: it's not that people don't have emotions, right? It's sometimes you don't have the emotional language to express what it is that you feel, and just because, when I say emotional language, I'm not talking about like the words to describe your emotions. I mean like the outlet to express and feel them.
Yeah, what you do versus what you say.
I think that kind of goes. So the video, one thing it talked about was know your triggers, right?
Yes.
And you've known me for a very long time. You know my anger issues, kind of how bad they can be. You kind of know levels of that, right? Like you know how far I've come, and how peaceful I am now compared to then.
Yes.
Okay, so with that, it's like I think that goes with, like you said, because I've always get told that I'm cold, like especially in relationships. I'm cold. I know we've kind of talked about that before, how I'm just so cold. And I'm like, but I'm such a loving and caring person.
Yes.
But it's because, and I will do anything for, when I care about you, I am there no matter what. I've been there for him multiple times. You already, I mean, I think you know I've been there for you.
No, you came through hella times.
Yeah.
When I love and care about somebody, I'm there for you. And that's kind of something that I show. But when you want me to be like, oh, they're there, like when it comes time to comfort you, I don't know how.
I don't have time for that.
And I'm kind of harder on the outside, so it takes a lot to break through to see that. But the way that I am is I'm very like standoffish when it comes to like the lovey-dovey stuff. But that's because I didn't grow up knowing that kind of love. Like I literally grew up being rejected from my family. And so when you grow up like that, that's what you know as love.
But you know, that's something that, with that being said, that takes it at the sign is being conditioned. Your emotions being conditioned.
That's exactly what I was gonna
bring.
That's what I was gonna bring out.
But
some people deal with like trauma because of stuff like that.
Right.
So some people have different levels of trauma. So like some people handle their trauma in different ways versus.
But with the video talking about learn your triggers, that's for trauma. That's for, I mean, there's so many, especially with my PTSD. I don't think you've ever seen me.
No, I only heard you talk about it, and I've only seen you kind of like.
Not quite.
You would be like on the edge. You'd be like you would do stuff
when I like hit doors and stuff with it, like. But so that goes with, you know, once you know your triggers, then you can start working backwards from there, because you know what it doesn't mean. If you can't get away from your trigger though, it's gonna still be you're still gonna respond. The whole fact is, if you know it, you try to avoid that the best you can.
Yeah, well, you know, it's like a muscle. It is, when you think about it, it's like a muscle. And I say this as a testament for myself. it's
I
a
read
muscle.
this after him.
Like there was a lot of things that I was easily triggered by, and I noticed that people will do these things to trigger me because it gets a reaction out of me.
Because
And
that's what
so
they want to
people,
see.
yeah, that's what they want to see.
Mhm.
Oh, we can get Kyle to do this, so let's do this to get him to react in a certain way. So I realized it's like it's a mental conditioning. So like there's everybody got flaws, but like you can get in control of that shit
Mhm.
by just saying it's you got to train yourself. This is not a thing that you can do overnight. It's something that you got to like prep yourself for. You gotta it's a muscle. You gotta train. You gotta do this condition. Check yourself when it happens.
Yep.
And that way you nip it in the bud. So like later on down in life you're already prepared. So when some bullshit like that happens again, you just kind of like whatever.
That's actually because that's kind of what Francisco said. He said,
Yeah.
well, he kind of talked a little bit. He said sometimes people are not comfortable showing their emotions, and others have a difficult way of expressing it because of the way they carry their childhood traumas into adulthood.
Yeah,
Kinda
and
what you were
and I would
talking
say
about.
like this, like coming up out of high school, I think until like 2013, I was a very shy, reserved person, and even a lot of times, even now after that, like sometimes I am that sometimes, but like. When I went to AT&T, I had to get in front of people. I had to talk to people. And
Right.
so, like, that conditioned me because, like, after a while, either I'm a sink or I'm a swim, and I'm a person that I'm a survivalist.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't want to see myself sink. So I like to swim. So I'm going to adapt to the situation. So, like, it pushed me in a situation to where I had to go in people's houses.
Mm-hmm.
I had to face them face to face, or when they came out to one of the locations, I had to see them and I had to interact with them. So that got me out of my shyness. Now, when you see me out now, it's like I'm not so shy and reserved. I'm more outgoing. Like 2011, 2010, I wouldn't even do this because I was so shy and reserved. I would be so nervous and hesitant. I would fumble so many times. You know what I'm saying? Not knowing that, like,
Yeah, that you could do it.
Right.
So, and I think we all been through that growth, but what I think the tragedy of it is for me is that I went through that later in life than I believe
yeah.
I should have, and a lot of it can come from your upbringing. Like our parents, they were not abusive, but a lot of things were communicated in a way that even if it didn't mean to hurt, it was like, well, that kind of jacked me up.
They like kind of discipline out of anger and
No,
not out of love.
I'm not even
Oh.
disciplined. Just,
okay.
just sometimes you get stuff and it sticks with you. And you're like, oh, that's jacked up. I'm never gonna do A, or I'm never gonna be B. And it's because you held on to something and maybe not.
You dwelled on it for
You
too
dwelled
long.
on it, or you didn't have the emotional intelligence to process it in a way that was healthy. So there's that.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Then, my question for you all and for our audience is like, what are some of these important traits when it comes to emotional intelligence that you think is some of the most lacking?
What do you mean?
Like, what are some things that you think like people in general can do better at? Like,
Common
Loving.
sense.
Oh, common sense. That's not really much. Hold on, let me read this real
That's
quick.
not. Well, that's not emotion.
What Francisco said. Francisco said, excuse me, their judgment towards others is only a mirror and a projection of their own inner depression and struggles that they consciously deal with, but even more subconsciously, meaning they don't even know that the traumatic experience that never healed at a young age manifested later on as they got older. And I will say with that, because you kind of talked about your parents and what they did, a lot of things that my dad did was because that's how he was raised.
right.
And so there's things I had to break the cycle of,
Yeah.
because it was things that I was starting to do with Alicia, and like, you did something wrong, I'm mad, I'm gonna beat you. Now with her, I was very adamant about it just being a spanking, because my dad beat us. Extension cords, wire hangers, his metal belt buckle. I would have welts on my back, on my leg. Like he just swung, and it just was what it was. And so with that, I made, one thing I did know is that I was like, she's getting a spanking. But then I realized that when I disciplined her, this is why I brought that up, was that I disciplined her out of anger. and not out of love.
Yeah.
I was so angry, I just wanted to correct her. Not, I love her and I want her to do the right thing. Therefore, I'm going to correct her. So then I had to start sending her away. And she knew the consequence was, if she knew the consequence was spankings, she knew it was 5 spankings for what she did. So I could send her away and then tell her I'll